Hello, thanks for clicking on. This is Delia, energy coach and healer. And I wanted to talk a little bit about meditation. And people have different ideas of what that is. And what I've been hearing this week especially is about the frustration of feeling like you can't meditate or you're doing it wrong. And one of the things that's really tricky about meditating is that you're turning within. And if you have had a lot of tumultuous, upsets in your current life or all through your life, if you grew up with any kind of dysfunctional family, I have yet to meet somebody who didn't. There's all kinds of things that can make you, from inception or certainly from birth, not trust you and even not really know who that is. And so in the circumstances such as that, and I'll probably talk about kind of the more extreme circumstances, but it's on a spectrum. But so many messages that young kids, children, babies, toddlers, school age kids get is that to not trust their instincts, to not trust their senses. And they hear no a lot. And so what that does, kind of a quick overview about what that does, is it sets you up against yourself. And so you learn the message that you can't trust you. And when you can't trust you, it's like, imagine driving a car and all of the gauges and all of the instruments on the dashboard are not just, it's not like they're all off, but they're all broken. So that if you're going 20 miles an hour, it says you're going 80. And if you're going 80, it says you're going 60. And the gas gauge says you're about to run out of gas. And then the next time you look, it's like you're 3/4 of the tank full. So imagine having all of your feedback loop systems be inaccurate. It's really crazy making. I mean, how do you drive from point A to point B that's normally a distance of a a day with the wacky instruments? How it's very upsetting for the body because you don't know what to believe, and you're constantly figuring out how to figure out what's wrong with the system so that you can come up with a formula to get the accuracy that you need from a system. And then it turns out that the system isn't 20% wrong. It just keeps changing, right? So if you're, if that's the environment that you were small in, if that's the environment that you grew up in, whether anybody was mean about, mean-spiritedly and intending to mess with you, or if it was just normal life, it sets it up so that your psyche, your analyzer is what I call it, the part that kind of talks you through life and is mean to you, and the voice that we're supposed to hear, right? When you're going through life and that's the only thing that you can count on, because all of the feedback loops are giving you inaccurate information you can't gauge, and no matter how much you try to figure it out, it changes, and then you have to start figuring it out again. And by this time you also have to kind of pretend to other people that you're not having such a hard time, because you have the lie in your space that says that it's very straightforward for everybody else. And the only person that's having this much trouble is you. And so there's just, it kind of snowballs into layers of, WTF, right? And so by the time you start to meditate, you're tapping suddenly. I mean, a lot of the things that we do in our everyday lives, a lot of people spend a lot of time pretending all of this cacophony is not going on, or self medicating to and self medicating can be drugs and alcohol, or sex, or Netflix, or whatever. It can be anything, but and it's not always an addiction. It's just that your system has to get a break, and so you find ways to give yourself a break. But there are often ways that you're trying to kind of numb the pain and deaden the cacophony, kind of tone things down. So what happens is you're inadvertently or intentionally really numbing yourself out. And then on the occasion that something happens to kind of wake you up, then you're just really aware of the pain that's this particular kind of being lost. It's in the cacophony. It is painful to not know what and who to trust. So, and then the psychology kicks in, and then you have trust issues, which are kind of issued to you. Oh, well, you have this emotion, this sensation, and so it means this pathology, which is not true, but it's the way this society operates. So when you sit down to meditate and you close your eyes and you turn within, the first thing you're met with is this cacophony. And it's terribly uncomfortable, which is why you're going to be numb, why numbing is the way to go in the first place. And then people get mad at themselves for having such a hard time meditating, or being annoyed at meditating, or the people who say you should meditate, because it's so disruptive. And the thing is that it is disruptive. It's disrupting the numbing. And if you're in this society, you've been trained to micromanage, judge yourself out the wazoo. So you sit down to meditate and you close your eyes and you turn within, and you're met with this cacophony, and you think that it's you, because it's happening inside your head, it's happening inside your body, and therefore it's you. And then now you're a failure at meditating, and you're a failure at turning within. And it's very overwhelming. So I encourage you to be kind to you, because this phenomenon that you're experiencing, A, is really, really common. And B, it's not your fault. It's the information and the coping skills that are the norm. And it's just a deplorable lack of good information. And so to be mean to you because you have a lack of good information, does that make any sense? It's like to be mean to a 3-year-old who's in the process of learning about gross motor skills. It doesn't make any sense to be mad at that. It's organic, normal part of the process. So one of the things that is really useful to your system when you are wanting to meditate, all the things that people say about meditating, about how it helps, about how it's good for your body, it's good for your blood pressure, it's good for your sleeping, it's good for your sense of well-being. All the good things that you heard about meditation are true. But if you're having this kind of a cacophony wall hit you every time you try to meditate, it's going to turn you off, right? Uh, that's a reasonable conclusion. And if you're still interested in meditating and you're still interested, maybe you're not interested in meditating, but maybe you are interested in being kind to yourself or feeling better about yourself or not being so hard on yourself or having an easier time with anything and everything. If you're interested in being connected to your higher self, having a higher consciousness, having more ease and knowingness, knowing what to do. There are a lot of superpowers that you have that you can access through meditation and energy work, like the kind that I teach. So there is a big payoff to it. So I'm going to go on the assumption that you can relate to some of the cacophony stuff and that you do want to meditate. And so one of the things to be aware of is that as soon as your body gets the benefit of anything, it stops resisting so much and it gets on board. And that's a wonderful place to get to. So I'd like to just walk you through some energy work, and then you can have the experience of how this works for you. And then see what happens, because when I've been teaching this for a really long time, and generally what happens is that there's somewhere between a teeny tiny bit more or a lot more ease, and just, okay, maybe I can do this. Okay. So go ahead and sit comfortably with your feet on the floor and your hands in your lap so that you're 90 degrees, back, hips, knees, floor. So that everything's kind of in 90 degrees, and be like in a straight back chair. And so that your spine is relatively straight. And go ahead and close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths, like you have all the time and oxygen in the world. Breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Blow it out. Take another few deep breaths in. Blow them out. There's no magic formula about how to breathe in and out. It just does work better when you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And have your hands on your knees or on your thighs and just kind of rub your leg, like when you're with a friend and they're telling you, a tender story about what's happening for them, and you want to put your hand on their knee just to say you're there, I'm here, like your friends, right? So have your hands moving on your knees and your legs as though you like your body, as though you appreciate your body. You can even say good body and hello body, and just breathe. And just be aware of the sensations in your body. Just notice the sensations in your head and your skull and your neck. Across your shoulders, down your arms, just greeting your body. Nothing you need to judge or change. Just be aware of the sensations. All across your chest, your belly, your hips, down your arms to your hands and your fingers. And from your hips down your legs, down to the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers, the tips of your ears. Just be aware of the sensations in your body as you breathe. You may notice that you're suddenly really tired or Um, you may notice that you're really buzzy. Just let it all be okay. Just allow your body to be how it is in this moment. Okay. Now, just imagine an energy cord from near the base of your spine down to the center of the planet. Now, you may imagine this energy cord to be narrow, like a string or like a rope. So as you continue to breathe, just allow that energy cord, this grounding cord, to get larger, to get thicker or wider. Just imagine, in fact, imagine that energy cord being like a waterfall, rushing, moving, light, tumbling. And just notice how your body feels when you imagine your grounding cord to be like a waterfall. Good body. Continue to breathe. And now allow that energy cord to morph into a tree trunk, like a giant sequoia redwood. Just imagine somehow there's this tree trunk that's connecting near the base of your spine down to the center of the planet. And just like a tree has veins and sap, just get a sense of all kinds of energy moving out of your system and down that grounding cord to the center of the planet. Good. Notice how your body feels when you perceive your grounding cord to be like a tree trunk. All right, relax your focus, take a couple of nice deep breaths. And now imagine that grounding to be like when you go and you're sitting on the top of a mountain, you've just been through this lovely hike, and you find the perfect little divot that fits your butt. And it comes up a little bit to your low back, and you're just snug as a bug in a rug, sitting there on the top of this mountain. And just imagine that that's your spot, and that the mountain is your grounding cord. And your system is still able to send down your grounding cord all kinds of energies and emotions that don't belong to you, that are no longer for your greater good. It's all just magically melting away down your grounding cord. Notice how your body feels when you perceive your grounding cord to be like a mountain. Just continue to breathe, pat your body. Good body. Really take a moment to really appreciate what a good sport your body is. Yeah. Even though you half the time don't know what it's trying to tell you, you can still appreciate your body for communicating with you all the time. So just notice how your breathing is. You may notice it's deeper. You may notice your shoulders have come out of your ears. You may notice your body rocking or comfortably still. Just notice what your body, how your body responds to being grounded. Grounding helps your system flush away anything that's no longer for your greater good or that doesn't belong to you, because you can't process other people's emotions. And it also supports you, it holds you in the physical world. It supports you in a very comforting and empowering way. So continue to breathe and just allow. This right here is a huge healing for your system. This grounding. And now become aware of this energy coming up through your feet, this earth energy coming up through your feet, your ankles, your calves and shins to your knees, and across your thighs, your hips to that first chakra grounding cord near the base of your spine, and then down your grounding cord. So the earth energy is coming up like in a up and over and down, like a U-turn. Just get the sensation of this luscious earth energy, crystalline, luscious energy moving through your leg channels. Slowly but surely moving through up your legs, across and down. So just notice how your system responds. How does your body feel as this earth energy is moving through your leg channels? Again, you may notice an easing in your breathing, in your shoulders, in your guts, as you allow that earth energy to move through your leg channels to your first chakra and down your grounding cord. Just continue to breathe, pat your body. When you're grounded and you're running your earth energies, you're allowing your body, your electromagnetic system, even your biochemical systems to shift gears and to come out of the cacophony and into the power of you, infinite being with this amazing body. So just take a few nice deep breaths and enjoy this sensation of connectedness as your physical self connects with your energetic spirit self. You as an infinite being, as a spirit, as a non-corporeal being, have your body's back all the time. I know it sounds funny, but you do have your back. And the more you do this, the more all of the kinks can come out of the system, the more things can unwind. decontaminate. Unscrew. So that you have truer and truer information to work with, which is such a relief for your body. So just breathe, pat your body, be aware of what you get from grounding and running your earth energy. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Allow, allow, allow. Excellent. Now, put your put your middle finger and your thumb together. You can do this on both hands or on just one hand. But just allow your energies to be flowing through your system in ways that you know about as well as ways that you don't know about. And really notice the support that your body feels and experiences as you're grounded from your first chakra near the base of the spine down to the center of the planet and running your earth energy. Good, body. Just really notice and appreciate the sensation of being supported as well as releasing. You don't even have to know what you're releasing. You can never get rid of anything that you actually need or that actually belongs to you. So you can just allow this process. Allow, allow, allow. You can't lose anything except what doesn't belong to you or is no longer for your greater good. Excellent. So just take a couple of nice deep breaths, and when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes, looking forward to the days and weeks' adventures. And you can let your fingers relax, pat your sweet body. And going forward, many times a day, you can put those fingers together, close your eyes, and come back to this energy of groundedness and flowing and running your earth energy. You can do this. When I was learning, I would do this every time I went to the restroom. It's just a couple of minutes by myself and no one's looking at me. And I just sit down and put my fingers together, close my eyes, turn within and breathe and allow my grounding and my earth energy to expand and flow and support me. So there you go. There's a taste of grounding. Now, if you want to, you can leave questions below, or you can email me at delia@deliayeager.live, and I'll be happy to make a video. All right. Thank you very much. See you next time.